Oh, great word this week. Look at here, Proverbs chapter 3. Actually, we have two verses with this. Honor the Lord with your substance. That means with your money, with your, with your resources, and with the first fruits of all of your increase, so that thy barns may be filled with plenty, and your presses will burst out with new wine. Now, we know we honor the Lord with our substance. We know we're to tithe. We're to give our offerings. But this verse in Proverbs from Solomon talks about, but bring the first fruits of all of your increase. If you have a garage sale and you sell something, if you get an anniversary gift of $100, if you get a birthday card that has some money in it, if you sell an old car, if you get a rebate back from some kind of a television or some kind of a computer that you had a rebate check, any kind of money coming into your household that wasn't planned, that you didn't really earn or go work for, it just came in. And how unusual that this money was discovered after years and years and years. My grandmother received black lung support from my grandfather like 40 years later. It's amazing how money comes back into you. It's considered to be increase. Here's what God said. Give of the first fruits of that. He says, if you give of the first fruits, money off the top, not the middle or the bottom, money off the top, then your barns will be plenty and your presses will burst. This is one of the most amazing ways to prosper. But the key is first fruits. What do I mean by that? I mean that if you get $100 in a birthday card, then the first fruit would be to give God at least $10 off the top. So you take that $100, you set it on your dresser, and you have every intention of giving God his 10th off the top. But in the meantime, you go buy a pizza. Now that $100 is sitting there, but you go buy a pizza. And you come up with that pizza, and then you think, well, I got to make sure I give God his money. No, you've already eaten the first fruits. The pizza got the first fruits. Even though you give God 10 out of that 100, the next day, he's getting second fruits. So it's not good intention that God blesses, it's good action that God blesses. Action, obedience, and action, not intention. He's not a God of intention. He's a God of action and obedience. Meaning if you can't give God that $10 right off the bat by going to church, take that 10 away from the other 90 and set it somewhere that's separate. Make it holy. That's what holiness means, separation. Separate that and say, Lord, that's going to you on Sunday. Now you have this $90 that you can go buy your pizza or whatever else he leads you or informs you to do. So remember, this first fruit thing is so serious because you and I both know that we have a lot of intention. Money comes in, we intend, and all of a sudden something happens. And even though we intended right, the enemy makes sure that you get a flat tire. The enemy makes sure that somebody else comes along and says, hey, can I borrow some? The enemy makes sure to do everything to steal what? Money off the top. That's where the blessing is. That's first fruits, and it's coming your way. That's your work.